Welcome to video 2 of our Time Management Video Workshop series. In this video, we'll begin discussing how to adjust your calendars once you've created your 3-calendar system. Let's go ahead and get started. Building in flexibility. As soon as you begin to put these calendars together, the feeling of being overwhelmed with all that you have in front of you this upcoming term may start to set in. One thing that you can do to combat this and to make sure they do not fill up any more than you would like is to purposefully build in flexibility into your calendars. No matter how hard we try, sometimes things just come up unexpectedly. When you see that you have a chunk of time with nothing going on, don't schedule anything. That may end up being the perfect time to do something that you aren't even aware of yet. Also, if something comes up that ends up being very important to you, fit into your schedule, but conflicts with something else, then you can see if switching things around with that available time slot is possible to accommodate the new agenda item. If you build up your calendars too full to be able to handle anything new that comes your way, then you might end up wanting to give up on the whole staying organized concept altogether out of frustration. And that would not be helpful in the long run. The art of making appointments with yourself. Another great way to ensure your calendar doesn't get too full of things you don't want to do is actually to schedule appointments with yourself. Let's imagine for a moment that you see you have some rare time to yourself in a couple days and a friend calls you up to see if you're doing anything during that time. Since that time on your calendar is blank, you may say to them, "I'm free, what would you like to do?" But then they could reply, "Great, my cousin is moving and I told them I would look for people who could help." If you are someone that has a hard time saying no in that situation, you may have just committed yourself to helping someone move at a time that was fairly valuable to you. Instead, you could have opted to make an appointment with yourself that day to make sure that time is used for something beneficial to you and your well-being. Then, when your friend calls and asks you what you may be doing, you could have said, "I have an appointment at that time, but what do you have going on?" The best part of this kind of plan is if your friend ultimately asks you to do something you are indeed interested in doing, you could always then just say, "Oh wow, I would love to go to that concert with you. I'll just reschedule the appointment I have for that time." Scheduling appointments with yourself can not only ensure you are taking time just for you when you need it, but it also can save you from some potentially tough situations. Organizing your calendars. For some, simply putting all your to-do items on one calendar won't help you feel more organized. It may just make you feel more cluttered and pressed for time than ever. One thing that might help you with this is to color code your calendars. For example, if you put all your academic related obligations in green writing, all your work obligations in blue writing, and all your personal obligations in red, then it may help alleviate some of your sense of feeling overwhelmed. Many students that I have talked to that color code their calendars say that it helps them tremendously recognize and prioritize their upcoming tasks. Sometimes you will simply be faced with too many things you have to do and want to do to be able to accomplish it all. In those times, you must be able to prioritize. Prioritizing is a skill, and with practice, it is a skill that you can actually get better at. Utilizing a time management matrix might help you learn how to prioritize tasks and help you get better at knowing on your own which things can stay on your calendars and which things must go. At this time, I highly recommend you pause this video and immediately go find Time Management Exercise Video 1 so that you can watch a video on what a time management matrix is and how to use one. I also recommend, before doing that, locate, download, and print the PDF handout entitled Time Management Workshop Handout. This handout is a blank time management matrix worksheet for you to practice what you will learn in that video. When you're done with that handout and exercise video, return to this video and resume. Let's face it, your study time is valuable time, so make sure that you have a plan. When it comes time for you to sit down and study, have a plan for studying. It's easy for a lot of students to take studying for granted and simply dive into reading material without first coming up with a plan of attack. In truth, studying is a skill that requires practice and patience. There are all kinds of formulas or approaches that can help you get the most out of your study time, and all of them have some sort of procedure to follow. Look around and find one that is a good fit for you and make sure you stay consistent with it each time you study. I personally recommend utilizing metacognitive learning strategies within a regular study cycle. In fact, we have made another video workshop series called Study Planning that is dedicated to teaching you about how to break down your study sessions and how to ensure what you study stays with you long term. Please check those videos out if you would like to learn more. That's it for our time management video series. On behalf of the Star Center and the Phi Theta Kappa Beta Delta Iota chapter who helped put this presentation together, we hope you learned a lot, and thank you for watching.